Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden.
Thank you all very, very much. Thank you all very much. It's amazing the crowds I draw. It's great to be with you all today, and I really hope you all got to hear the President's speech last night. Wasn't it good? I think the President laid out with clarity and power what we've done, what we're going to do, and how we're committed to getting it done. He laid out a clear and ambitious plan, a plan that flows from our core principles, the principles we ran on, our core mission that we said we were going to attend to when we took office a year ago. And that was very simple: to restore the middle class in America. Look, because of the President's bold leadership, we weathered the most ferocious economic storm this nation has seen since the Great Depression, keeping us from sliding into a depression, as some leading economists suggested. The President, from the outset, has understood that it's all about jobs, but there's a lot of business to attend to just to keep us from sliding off the edge. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the President knows one other thing. In a sense, it's more than about jobs. The job is more than a paycheck. It's about dignity and it's about respect, and too many people have lost it. Ladies and gentlemen, President Obama understands that the longest walk a mother or father can make is a trip up a short flight of stairs to their child's bedroom to say, "Honey, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to stay at Stewart Middle School next year, or you can't play on West Tampa's Little League team next year, honey. We're going to have to move because Daddy or Mommy lost their job, or because the bank said we can't keep our house." My dad made that walk when I was a kid in our home in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I remember vividly my father walking up the stairs and I sitting at the end of the bed with my sister Valerie, the only one old enough to understand what he was talking about. He said, "I'm sorry, honey, but I'm going to have to move." The first thought I had was, God, they're getting divorced, literally. That's what worried me. He said, "I got to move, honey. You and Val are going to stay here with Mom and Jimmy, and you're going to stay here with Grandpa, because Dad has to move to Delaware. I'll be back. It'll take about a year, but I'll come back and forth. But we're going to be okay." It wasn't until I got older I realized how hard that must have been for my father to make that walk. How hard it must have been for him to go into the kitchen before that walk and say to his father-in-law, "Ambrose, can you do me a favor? Can you keep my family? Can Jean and the kids stay here with you? I'll try to do it as quick as I can, but there's no jobs." Ladies and gentlemen, too many Floridians have had to make that walk over the last 2 years. And the President and I understand. We understand. And we're determined to make sure that every hard-working Floridian, every hard-working American is able to walk into his child's room and say, "Honey, it's going to be okay." That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. As you heard last night, that's why we're putting in place the policies that will enable us to reduce the debt we inherited and deal with the spending required to keep us from falling off the cliff this year. And during that process, you heard him say how we are reordering our country's priorities. We're investing in health care, education, energy information, technology, health technology, electric vehicles and batteries. Investments that will help us build a new economy for the 21st century. Investments that will allow us to lead in the 21st century as we did in the 20th. Ladies and gentlemen, we're determined to restore America to its rightful place at the leading edge of innovation with bold ideas that will create jobs immediately and serve as a foundation, a new platform to build this economy on that will serve not just our immediate needs, but future generations. Ideas like wind power, solar energy, the smart grid, broadband, and high-speed rail. And that's why we're here today. Having made over 7,900 round trips, literally, on Amtrak, 250 miles a day, I am very familiar with rail. And today, you have no idea how pleased I am to talk about the announcement that we made yesterday, awarding in total, nationwide, nearly $8 billion from the Recovery Act, funding to move us in the direction of developing a high-speed rail service in 13 travel corridors covering 31 states all across this country. Ladies and gentlemen, these investments have several goals. First, to improve existing rail lines to make train service faster and more reliable. Two, to pull cars off the road, reducing congestion, cutting pollution, and increasing productivity. And three, to begin to develop new corridors for high-speed trains that will go from 169 to 230 miles an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, like a corridor right here from Tampa to Orlando. So you'll be able to get on a train here in Orlando in less than an hour without battling traffic or congestion, arrive at your destination. Ladies and gentlemen, this single investment is not going to solve all our transportation issues overnight. Instead, with more than $55 billion of proposals from 50 states all across the country, we're providing $8 billion in seed money. And today's awards provide only the initial funding for the rail system. Like Tampa to Orlando route, more funding is going to come in the future as progress is made. We have committed to another $5 billion in funding over the next 5 years. It's a down payment on a truly national program that's going to reshape the way we travel. It will change the way in which we go from place to place, change the ways we work and live, and it will connect communities to each other in a way that in the past was impossible, just like the interstate highway structure did back in the mid-50s. It will have far-reaching consequences. Let me ask you a question. How can we, the leading nation in the world, be in a position where China, Spain, France, and name all the other countries who have rail systems that are far superior to ours? Ladies and gentlemen, it's about time we move. But this time, we're not only going to be providing a better way to transport, we're going to be taking cars off of congested highways, reducing carbon emissions, and saving billions of dollars in human productivity loss just sitting in traffic jams, as studies point out. Most important, we're creating jobs, good jobs, construction jobs, manufacturing jobs, and we're going to be creating them right now. We're going to spur economic development in the future, and we're making our communities more livable, all in the process. And ladies and gentlemen, it's now my pleasure to introduce the man who's leading us into this new era of intervention, the President of the United States of America.